Attention duelists, Phoenix here, back on a Master Duel Monday for the Watch and Learn. Let's get right into it. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Anyone who's been watching the channel knows I just played a lot of One Piece. And dealt with technical difficulties from Twitch cutting off the videos partway through each time. More on that later. Right now, Labyrinth. Pretty decent hand. Opponent opens up with a Lure of Darkness, drawing 2. Banishing Aloof Lupine. Thunder Dragons versus Labyrinth. Pitch Thunder Dragon to add Thunder Dragon. Checking for the opponent's response. There is none. They grab both of them. Activates Chaos Space. Pitching a Thunder Dragon. Adding Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Collapse Serpent will summon itself by banishing a Thunder Dragon. And then Collapse Serpent will link off into Striker Dragon. And this could be Thunder Dragon Dragon Link. Collapse Serpent will add Wyver Buster. Wyver Buster summons itself by banishing the Collapse Serpent. Chaos Space will banish itself to add Collapse Serpent back to the deck and let them draw 1. They summon Thunder Dragon Matrix, which will then turn into Thunder Dragon Colossus. Dragon Matrix will let them add another Dragon Matrix to the hand because it was sent to the graveyard. Then Striker Dragon and the Wyver Buster are going to link together, make Union Carrier. Wyver Buster, for being sent to the grave, will let them add Collapse Serpent to their hand. Union Carrier will then use its effect, targeting the Thunder Dragon Colossus, equipping it with Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Then the player uses Thunder Dragon Fusion, using 2 Thunder Dragons and a Dragon Matrix to make Thunder Dragon Titan. Set 2 back row, use Thunder Dragon's effect again, adding another Thunder Dragon to the hand. Use that Thunder Dragon to add another Thunder Dragon. Passing turn. Now, with couple of cards in the graveyard to afford protections for Titan and Colossus, the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword preventing their opponent from accessing their extra deck, and 2 unknown back row, along with Colossus' own effect preventing the player from adding cards to their hand. This could be a tricky one to get out of. Let's see what Labyrinth does. They use Chandragolier, pitching itself and Welcome Labyrinth, but it is going to get hit by Called By. They'll be unable to set a card, and there goes the Welcome Labyrinth. They summon Ariana, who cannot add a card thanks to Colossus. They swing at Union Carrier. Dragon Matrix will pitch itself to activate its effect, and Titan will chain because the Thunder Dragon effect was Thunder card effect was activated to pop one of the set back row, which was Solemn Strike. They have no problems losing the Union Carrier. It passes to the opponent. Thunder Dragon's turn. Thunder Dragon Fusion in the grave will banish itself to add Thunder Dragon Hawk to hand. They'll banish couple of Lights and Darks to summon Chaos Dragon Leviner. Player uses Dimensional Barrier, declaring Fusion, so Fusion monsters can't activate their effects. And Leviner's effect will destroy the Ariana. Thunder Dragon player turns all their monsters to attack mode. The Dragon Buster will de-equip itself, and then link off with Leviner, making Cross Sheep. Thunder Dragon Hawk will discard itself to summon back a Thunder Dragon from the banished. Then that and Collapse Serpent, which was summoned, will all link together to make an Appaloosa. This seems excessive. Swings with the Titan and Colossus, and Appo for game. Thunder Dragon hard shuts down the Labyrinth and takes the victory. This is a self-destruct deck. Skip. Alright, we got Machina on Duelist B. Duelist A will activate Runic Slumber. Machina will chain Maxi, because when else are they going to? Runic Slumber will summon Gary, then activate Monster Gate, tributing Jerry. Monster Gate will be stopped by Ash Blossom. Machina's got some good answers so far. Player activates Runic Fountain, sets one back row, and passes to the Machina player. Player summons Machina Gear Frame. Opponent hits him with a Solemn Judgment straight out the gate. Goodbye, Gear Frame. Machina player sets an Imperm and passes. Runic player plays a Runic Fountain over Runic Fountain. Activates Runic Flashing Fire, which will summon Gary. The Runic Fountain will return 2 quick plays to the deck, let them draw 2. Gary will attempt to return a Runic Fountain. Player uses Infinite Imperm, because why not? The Gary is stopped, but the 2 cards do go back, and they're able to draw 2 more. I set 1 back row and pass. Runic not really doing the Runic thing so far. Machina's turn. Activates Machina Redeployment, pitching Ruin Force, adding Unclisper, and another Gear Frame. Unclisper was added by a card effect, so it gets to summon itself. Then it was summoned, so it will send a Machina monster to the graveyard. Opponent activates Skill Drain. No fun allowed. Machina player summons the Gear Frame, links the 2 to overlays the 2. For Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf. Iron Wolf will swing over Gary and pass. During the end phase, Runic player will use Runic Smiting Storm, banishing 1. Fountain returns 1, draws 1. Annoying. These names go by too quick and it's hard to tell the difference. I'm going to keep this up on the side. Player uses Runic Dispelling to summon another Gary, not summoning any of the actual good ones for some reason. Gary's effect to return card is negated. Runic player uses Runic Tip to add Runic Slumber. Runic Fountain will use its effect, returning 2 to draw 2. And it passes to the Machina player. Machina player summons Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede, tributes the opponent's monster to summon the Sea Turtle Kaiju, links their 2 monsters together for Cleafort Genius, banishes a couple monsters to summon back Ruin Force, swings with Ruin Force at the Kaiju, uses the effect of Runic Slumber. Opponent used Runic Slumber targeting Ruin Force. That's interesting. Stopping it from attacking. Opponent then uses Runic Smiting Storm, and then Runic Tip again, adding Runic Slumber once more. Runic Fountain will then use its effect, returning 3 to draw 3. I don't know why the person used the Kaiju. Runic player uses Reasoning, declaring 4. They get Cyber Valley out of it. They use Golden Droplet, banishing more of the opponent's cards, letting them draw 1, then use Freezing Curses, summoning Hugin. Runic Fountain will use its effect, returning 3, draw 3. Player uses Flashing Fire to destroy the Cleafort Genius, sets a monster, and passes. That Skill Drain is ruining this player. Runic Slumber once again on Ruin Force to stop it. Swings with the Fortress at Cyber Valley, which will banish itself to draw, and chains Runic Tip. Tip will add Flashing Fire. Valley will let them draw 1, and Fountain will trigger. Returning 3, draw 3. Runic hard in control of this one despite the light point difference. During the end phase, uses Golden Droplets and Runic Dispelling and Smiting Storm. Machina player has 1 card left in their deck. Runic player uses Tip, add Slumber. Machina player is out of cards. Runic player passes turn. Machina loses. Floodgates are fun, aren't they? Take them out. The game sucks for having them. All right, we have Duelist B running Adamantipator. This summon Quacky Mirror Guardian, activate Small World. Reveal Nibiru, get rid of the Psyframe driver and add Researcher. Researcher will use her effect to summon herself, then Excavate. 2 hits. We'll summon Doki Doki. Doki Doki will pitch Gigantes to summon Adamantipator Analyzer. Analyzer will Excavate. 1 hit. Sorry, no hits actually. Analyzer and Doki Doki will then sync together for Risen Reptite. Opponent hits them with the Nibiru. Quacky Mirror Guardian will chain by tributing itself to negate and destroy the Nibiru. Now Reptite will attempt to use its effect to Excavate, and that will be stopped by Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring will be stopped by Called by the Grave. Depending on this Excavate, I'm going to say the opponent's in a better spot. They have a hit. 2 hits. Summoning the second Researcher. Researcher and Reptite will sync together for Risen Dragite. Then Risen Dragite and Researcher will make Baron de Fleur. As it stands, I'm going to say Duelist A is in a better spot because their opponent only has 1 negation and a 3000 body. Not the hardest thing to get around. Let's see how they do it. They set 1 back row and they'll summon Unchained Twins Rakea. Rakea will attempt to use its effect. Quick effect. Target 1 card you control, destroy it, and you can't special monster rest of the turn except for Fiends. This card is destroyed by card effect except its own, or by battle you can special summon another Unchained monster. And the opponent fell for it with Baron de Fleur's negation and destruction. So they're playing right into the Unchained. Rakea, for being destroyed, will let them summon another Unchained, which is Soul of Disaster. Disaster was its effect, linking with the opponent's Baron de Fleur to make Unchained Soul of Rage. Move to battle and swing. Pass. The opponent is playing Adamantipator, so they could 1 card out this. Let's see how they do it. They get Miracle Rupture and completely pass their turn. Unchained player summons Twins Sarama. Sarama will summon back and set the Soul of Disaster. Destroy their back row, which was Escape of the Unchained, which will summon Rakea for being destroyed. Player swings with Soul, Sarama, and Rakea. Rakea will use its effect to destroy the Soul, which will summon the second Rakea. And it's still the battle phase. They swing for game. Unchained beats Adamantipator. This is another self-destruct match. We skip those. We have Mayakashi activating Hand Destruction. They summon Hajun, who will bring out Daki. They activate Mayakashi Return to add Yuki Musume. She summons herself, sending Mizuki to the grave. Daki and Yuki Musume will sync together for the Wheeled Mayakashi. Daki's effect will activate to resummon herself. Daki and Ouroboros will make the Poisonous Mayakashi. Daki will resummon herself. Daki and Poison make the Winged Mayakashi. Daki summons herself again. Daki and the Winged will make the Graceful. Daki summons herself. Daki and Graceful make the Skeletal. Daki summons herself. Daki and Hajun will make Yukiona. Daki will summon herself. They set 1 back row. Mizuki will banish itself from the graveyard to resummon the Poisonous Mayakashi. Poisonous Mayakashi's effect will go off. both players milling the top 3. Then Yuki-Onna, Poison, and Graceful will all make the link of Yuki-Onna absolute 0. And Ducky will resummon herself again. What the heck? How did you come back? Oh. During the end phase, the Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Thunder King resummons itself for being in the graveyard. That's a bit of extra body protection. Passing to the opponent. The opponent sets the pendulum scale with Abyss Actor Extras, who uses effect to summon itself. Then Extras will link off into Hyper Director. Sets the scale with Wild Hope and Curtain Raiser. But a Twin Twister will put a quick stop to this pendulum scaling. Wild Hope will let them add Superstar to the hand, being destroyed. They set Superstar in the scale. Hyper Director uses its effect to summon the Superstar. And reset Mellow Madonna. Mellow Madonna will add Comic Relief. They set Comic Relief in the scale, and now go for their Pendulum Summon. Wild Hope is summoned, who will boost its attack. For each Abyss Actor monster with a different name they control. And they will use the Superstar to set Rise of the Abyss King, then activate Fire Dragon's Lair, targeting the targeting the Superstar. If it destroys opponent's monster by Bella's turn, your opponent banishes 3 monsters from their extra deck. And the Mayakashi player only has 8 left. Then they use Rise of the Abyss King to destroy cards equal to the number of different Abyss Actor monsters with different names they control, which is 3. Yoko's effect will activate and summon itself by banishing the wheel. Yoko will pop the Superstar. Comic Relief will use its effect, swapping control of Wild Hope and the Graceful Mayakashi and destroying itself. The stolen Graceful Mayakashi will swing over the Wild Hope. Abyss Actor player sets 2 more back row and passes. Mayakashi player draws Mayakashi Winter, activates it. Opponent uses Wild Tornado. What the heck kind of budget play is this? Alright, sure, it's worse Dust Tornado. Destroys the Winter. Winter's effect will activate in the grave to banish itself and Yuki-Onna the Ice to summon Absolute 0. Yuki Musume will summon herself and send Mizuki to the grave. Yuki-Onna will make the Graceful Mayakashi's attack 0. Mizuki will banish itself to summon the Winged Mayakashi. Yuki-Onna's effect will activate, as will Winged Mayakashi. Winged Mayakashi destroying 1 more back row. That's a mistake. You never want to pop an Abyss script, because now they just drew 5 more cards. Yuki-Onna Absolute 0 swings over Hyper Director. Thunder King swings over the Graceful. And Wing swings for game. Their opponent was low enough that getting 5 cards did not matter. Mayakashi beats Abyss. Alright, Red Eyes OTK here. Opponent uses Cup of Ace. Gets the heads, gets their Pot of Greed effect. Only sets 1 monster. Thank God they got that draw. Who knows how bad the rest of their hand was. Red Eyes player's turn. Activates Red Eyes Fusion. Sending away Red Eyes Black Dragon and Meteor Dragon Impact. For Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Comet Dragon's effect. They pitch a card to deal 1400. Uses Inferno Fire Blast, deal 3500 in effect damage. They set Red Eyes Gearfried and pass. Opponent sets 2 back row, flips up Gem Turtle. That's... Hang on. They flipped up Gem Turtle and did not add Gem Knight Fusion. What in God's name is going on? Red Eyes player turns Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight, to the attack mode. Opponent uses Foolish Revival. Summoning their opponent's Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Red Eyes player will then use it to summon the Meteor Dragon. They set one more. Red Eyes Iron Knight will swing over the Gem Turtle. Meteor Dragon will attempt to swing, but will called by. Will revive the Gem Turtle in attack mode. Red Eyes player wins against an opponent that I don't think was trying very hard. Alright, we have effect damage burn versus Bee Trooper. Bee Trooper stopped by Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell stopped by called by. Alright, Bee Trooper player is about to pop off. Scout Buggy summons Scout Buggy. The two link together for Armor Horn. Armor Horn will summon Battle Wasp Sting the Poison, who will add Pin the Bullseye. Pin the Bullseye will summon itself by its own effect and deal a piddly 200. Pin and Sting will then link together. For Inzektor, Piccofelina. Piccofelina will pitch a card to equip a card, pitching Resonance Insect. Resonance Insect. Hang on just a tick. Ah, sent from field to graveyard. Never mind. Piccofelina will target 3 monsters in the graveyard and shuffle them in the deck to draw 1. And then they will link off Piccofelina and Armor Horn for Invincible Atlas. Resonance Insect that was equipped will let them add Mighty Neptune. Armor Horn will banish 3 other insects to summon itself back. One of the cards banished was Resonance Insect, which will send away Gokipole. Gokipole will let them add Retaliating Sea. Invincible Atlas will tribute the Armor Horn to summon Sting Lancer. Sting Lancer will add Fly and Sting. They set 1. By returning 3 banished, they can summon Mighty Neptune. They activate Bee Trooper formation and pass. For the end phase, Mighty Neptune will bump up Sting Lancer to 3,400. Pass to the Gunkin Burn player, who activates Lightning Storm, destroying all attackers monsters except Atlas, who is protected. Bee Trooper formation will activate with Mighty Neptune's Chain 2. Mighty Neptune will be stopped by called by. Formation does resolve, summoning a Bee Trooper token. Player activates Cauldron of the Old Man. Sets 1. Uses Cauldron to gain 500. And passes. Atlas will tribute the token to summon Scout Buggy. Scout Buggy will summon Scout Buggy. The two will link to overlay together for Cicada King. Bee Trooper formation will summon back Sting Lancer. Sting Lancer will add Bee Trooper Descent. Activates Bee Trooper Descent, summons the token, destroys the Magic Cylinder, summons Retaliating Sea, swings with Cicada King, token, Retaliating Sea, Invincible Atlas, and then we'll link off their Sting Lancer, Retaliating Sea, and token for Seraphim Papillion. Papillion will gain 3 counters. Retaliating Sea's effect will activate to chain. Retaliating Sea adds Resonance Insect to hand. Papillion gains its 3 counters and passes to the burn player. Cauldron of Old Man will activate. Seraphim Papillion will chain, detaching one of its counters. Summoning back the Gokipole. Cauldron goes up to 2 counters. True Ship Union will reveal Sharia Red. Bee Trooper Fly and Sting will activate to negate and destroy. Player sets the Sharia Red, uses the Cauldron to gain 1,000. Bee Trooper player will detach another counter from Papillion to summon back Retaliating, links the Gokipole and Papillion for a second Invincible Atlas. Gokipole's effect will activate to add Killer Needle. They summon Killer Needle and destroy their own Retaliating Sea. Feature Formation will activate with Retaliating Sea chaining. Retaliating Sea will add another Goki Pole to hand. Formation will summon a token. Invincible Atlas will tribute Killer Needle to gain 2,000 attack points. One Atlas will swing over Shari Red, and the bumped up one will swing direct for game. Bee Trooper beats Gunkin Burn. You can already tell who the winner of that match would be just by the name. Alright, got a Gaia deck. Opponent activates Ancient Gear Fortress and Gear Town. Summons Ancient Gear Wyvern, which will add Gearbox. Gearbox for being added. We'll let them add Gear Frame. And the Gear player passes. Opponent activates Galloping Gaia, the field spell, using its effect, revealing the Curse of Dragon to add Gaia the Magical Knight. Gaia the Magical Knight will summon itself, and then summon the Curse of Dragon. Curse of Dragon will add Spiral Fusion. Activate Spiral Fusion, using the Magical Knight and the Curse of Dragon. For Curse of Dragon, the Magical Knight, which will add back the Spiral Fusion. Activate Spiral Fusion again, banishing from the grave to summon Sky Galloping Gaia with 5,200 attack points. Activates Spiral Spear Strike, swings with Sky Galloping, which will turn the Wyvern to defense mode and do piercing damage. Spear Strike will let them draw 2, discard 1. Then the Magical Gaia will swing direct for 2,000. They set a called by and pass. Your player at 2,000. They activate Urgent Schedule, which will summon a Wyvern and an Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Then activate Power Bond. They really have to finish this now. They fuse 4 Ancient Gears for Chaos Ancient Gear Giant with 9,000 attack points. They swing over the opponent's monster, Sky Galloping Gaia, and Ancient Gear Gaia can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. It swings over the Magical Gaia for game. Ancient Gear with the comeback I did not see coming. Thank God for Power Bond. Third self-destruct deck we're seeing today. Skip those. All right, this is looking like a little slightly weird Drytron. Activate Cyber Emergency to add Drytron Alpha Thuban. Alpha Thuban uses its effect, tributing Cyber Angel that I've never seen before, Vrash, which is apparently a UR. Wild. Alpha Thuban will add Ben 10. Player summons Diviner of Herald. Herald will send away a Herald of the Arclight, which will add Meteonos Drytron to hand. Activate Meteonos Drytron, tributing the Alpha. To summon Ben 10. Ben 10 and the Diviner are going to overlay for Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. Beatrice will detach the Diviner to send away Gamma. And pass. That was the weakest Drytron turn 1 I've ever seen. The opponent will tribute Beatrice to summon a Thunder King Kaiju. Then summon Crusadia Maximus, link it off into Crusadia Magius. This is already... Well, Nibiru might say no. They will summon a Reclusia to the zone pointed to my Magius and add Draco by its effect. Reclusia and Magius will make Regulex. He summons Draco to the zone pointed to by Regulex. Draco's effect will target Maximus. Add Maximus back to the hand. Regulex will add Crusadia Power. Regulex and Draco will make Lina. Lina will target Beatrice, summon her to the field. Then link all of their monsters together. That feels like you just added steps. Make Crusadia Equimax. They summon Maximus to zone point 2 by Equimax. Move into battle. The opponent did not drop the Nibiru for some reason. Equimax will swing over the Thunder King. Main phase 2, Maximus and Equimax are all going to link together for an Apo with a measly 1600 attack. And passes to the Drytron player. Drytron player activates Drytron Nova, summoning Zeta. Zeta swings over Apo. Main phase 2, Medionis Drytron and the Grave will have the attack of Zeta, add itself back to hand. Alpha Thubin will tribute Zeta, summon itself back, add Herald of Ultimateness. Zeta will tribute the Herald from the hand to summon itself back and add Medionis Drytron. Alpha and Zeta are going to overlay for Mu Beta Fafnir. Fafnir will send away a Drytron Draconids. Player summons Herald. Summons Diviner, who will send Herald. Herald will add Cyber Angel Natasha. Player uses Medionis Drytron. Will detach a unit from Fafnir to summon Draconids. Gamma will use its effect, tributing Natasha to summon itself to the field. And Alpha. Medionis Drytron again, tributing Alpha to summon Ben 10. Mu Beta will overlay into Downward Magician. Diviner and Gamma are going to sync together from Michael the Arch Lightsworn. During the end phase, he will mill 3. Passes to the opponent. Who activates Rite of Arrow of Messir, summoning the token, and activating Fateful Adventure. Medionis Draconids will banish 2 to destroy 2. Opponent summons Nemesis Corridor, which will swing over Ben 10. Main phase 2 sets 1 back row and passes. Drytron player draws Quadrantis. Alpha will tribute the Quadrantis, summon itself, add Cyber Angel Takini. Medionis Drytron will reduce the attack of Alpha, add itself back to hand. Gamma will tribute Takini, summon itself, and Zeta. Alpha and Gamma will make a second Fafnir. Fafnir will send away Delta, activates Medionis Drytron, detaching units from Fafnir to summon Quadrantids. Turns Archangel Michael to attack mode. Quadrantids will pop the back row of Cosmic Cyclone. Draconids swings over the Nemesis Corridor. Downward swings direct. After swing, it has to attach a unit. And Quadrantids will swing for game. Drytron beats whatever the hell that was. Weird Crusadia. Or was that the other match? I don't know. Hardly matters. Drytron wins. Okay, Crusadia again. Opponent summons Stratos. Adds Malicious to hand. Activates Polymerization. Using Stratos with Malicious. For Sunrise. Sunrise will add Miracle Fusion to hand. Malicious will banish itself to summon Malicious. Hero player passes turn. A weak opener. Crusadia player draws another Maximus. Summons Maximus. Links him off into Magius. Summons Draco to the zone Mage's points to. Draco's effect to target Maximus. Maximus is returned to the hand. Magus adds Reclusia. Those two will link off into Regulex. Summons Reclusia to the zone Regulex points to. Reclusia's effect activates, targeting Malicious. Destroys it. They should have targeted Sunrise. That was a mistake. They're able to add Crusadia Power. They summon Arborea to the zone point 2 by Regulex. Link them together, make Equimax. Summon Maximus and Leo to the zones Equimax points to. Link those two together, IP Masquerena. IP and Equimax will link together for Avramax. Never mind. Avramax will swing over Sunrise. They set Crusadia Power and pass. Here a player uses Miracle Fusion, using Stratos with Sunrise for the Shining. Activates Dark Calling, using a Dusted Gold with Malicious for Malicious Bane. Malicious Bane will attempt to use its effect. Opponent will chain Crusadia Power to make Avramax unaffected by all cards except himself. Hero player passes. They should have summoned Bane in defense mode. Player will summon Maximus to his zone pointed to by Avramax. Avramax will swing over the Shining for game. Crusadia beats Hero. Player activates Silent Mining, pitching an Imperm, adding Mathmech Circular. Circular was its effect, sending Sigma to grave, summoning itself. Sigma will summon itself back from the grave. Circular will add Equation. They're going to overlay Sigma and Circular. Splash Mage. Splash Mage will target Circular, summon it back, but will be stopped by Imperm. Player uses Mathematical Equation to summon Circular back to the field, forcing their combo. Splash Mage and Circular are going to make Decode Talker Heat Soul. Decode Talker Heat Soul will pay 1,000 to draw one. They set 3 back row and pass. Opponent's turn, they blast off the anti-spell Fragrance. Combo Cyclone to shut that down. Decode Talker Heat Soul. Use its effect to pay 1,000 to draw again. Gets Ash Blossom. They have a couple of cards they can use. Opponent summons Alibur. Alibur is going to be hit by the Imperm. Opponent uses Crossout Designator on Imperm. Alibur will resolve, getting Branded Fusion. Player uses Branded Fusion. Ash Blossom chain to Branded Fusion. Called by on the Ash Blossom. This guy's got all the answers. Max C chain to the called by. Branded Fusion will resolve, as will Max C. Sends away Stay Sailor, Romarin, and Fallen of Albaz, making Albion the Branded. Albion uses its effect. Stay Sailor, Romarin will chain. Romarin sends away Ambula Melodies. Fallen of Albaz and Ambula Melodies are then fused to make Lubellion. Lubellion uses its effect, pitching Dragon Maid Tidying, sending back the Ambula Melodies and Fallen of Albaz to make Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade uses its effect, sending away Albion, bouncing the Heat Soul. Player swings with Alibur and Albion, and Mirror Jade is going to be bounced by Compulse. Match is not quite over. The comeback is hard to see, though. Albion, though, is sent to the grave, will add Branded Banishment. Player draws their second called by. They set 3 back row and pass. Opponent draws, moves straight to battle. Dogmatic Punishment is activated, sending away Titaniclad to pop the Lubellion. Paleozoic Dinomyscus is activated. Branded Banishment will chain. Called by will chain, targeting Lubellion. Lubellion is banished, so Branded Banishment will fizzle. Just want to check this guy's extra deck real quick. They misplayed. Because they're still going to lose. Go over the misplay once they're done. Alibur swings for game. So what they should have done is instead of sending Titaniclad, which was the agreed play off of the Dogmatica Punishment, they should have sent Elder Entity Entis and targeted Alibur, because the Dogmatic Punishment then pops Alibur. Entis, for being sent to the graveyard, then could have been used to pop either Albion or Lubellion, and then they still would have had the Paleozoic to get rid of the third one. Misplay. Clown. Moving on. End of the world player. Does nothing on turn 1. That tracks. Opponent uses Nashter, pitching Cyber Dragon. Nashter will summon back the Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon Veer will chain. Veer summons itself. Gives a stat boost. Moving into battle, Cyber Dragon will swing. Sets 2 back row and passes. Will end of the world player do literally anything? No. Back to the Cyber player. Why am I narrating this? It's almost a self-destruct deck. Summons Core, which will add Cyber Emergency. Uses Emergency to add another Veer. Turns their first Veer to attack mode. Swings with Cyber, and Veer, and Core. If they had turned Nashter to attack mode, they would have won by now, and the suffering would be over. Opponent draws Turning of the World and completely passes, having to discard End of the World. Why are you even here? Player summons Veer, swings with Cyber Dragon. I almost don't want to call that game, as it really wasn't a game. Let's just block that out and move on. Don't like this guy. Opens up with Pot of Extravagance, banishing 6, drawing 2. Set 3, use Lord of Heavenly Prison. Set 2 more, and pass. Opponent uses Onomatopoeia, pitching 1, adding Utopic Onomatopoeia, and Zubababancho Gagagoat. Activates Zexal Construction, revealing Exchange, adding ZS Ascended Sage, sending back the exchange. Summon Sage for having no cards. Summon Utopic Onomatopoeia, which lets them summon Gagagoat and Go-Go Gloves. Gotta hate these names. Overlays Para and Gloves to make ZS Utopic Sage, which will detach 2. Use its effect, but will be hit by the Imperm. Coat will use its effect, summon back Utopic, and Gloves will summon itself back. All 3 of them are going to overlay for Pre-Mathmech Alimbertion. Alimbertion will detach 3 to add 1 level 4 monster, and will be hit by Imperm number 2. Both their monsters are going to make F0 Utopic Future. Wait for this. Oh. Was expecting the Compulse there. Utopic Future goes into Utopic Draco Future. Moves into battle. Swings directly. Draco Future is then bounced by Compulse. Back row are activated, so Lord Heavenly Prison will summon itself and let them set Welcome Labyrinth. Utopia player passes. Labyrinth player, straight clowning on him, draws Ariana. Activates Pot of Extravagance, banishing 6. Drawing 2. Sets 1, summons Ariana, who adds Labyrinth Labyrinth. Activates it, then activates Welcome Labyrinth. Summoning Lovely Labyrinth. The effect of Labyrinth Labyrinth will destroy that. Lovely Labyrinth will destroy the card in hand, which was exchange. Lovely will reset Imperm. They set their other Compulse. Swing with Lord of Heavenly Prison, Ariana, and Lovely. Utopia player with 1 card and 500 life points and a dream. Completely passes their turn. Labyrinth player draws their 3rd Pot of Extravagance. Swings with Lovely for game. Labyrinth beats Utopia. Sky Striker. You can tell by the card sleeves. The opponent summons Onmoraki and passes. Striker to play uses Spellbook of Judgment, then activates Spellbook of Secrets to add Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Summons the Magician, will add Spellbook of Knowledge. Activate Spellbook of Knowledge. Drawing 2. Activate Sky Striker Mobilize. Engage, which adds Mobilize Linkage. Activates Foolish Burial Goods, sending away Metal Foe's Fusion. Sets 1, activates Linkage to get rid of their set card to turn that into Kagari. Kagari will target the Engage in the graveyard, add it back to hand. Activate Engage again, getting Mecha Modules, multi-roll and drawing 1. Activates the multi-roll. Kagari will then turn into Hayate. Battle phase, Hayate swings into the Onmoraki. Hang on a second. If you're just going to swing at your opponent's monster, why wouldn't you use Kagari and go for more damage when Hayate's whole purpose is to attack directly? Clown behavior. Hayate will send a Ray to the graveyard. Then Hayate will link off into Shizuku. They set 1 back row. During the end phase, Shizuku will add a Widow Anchor to hand. They activate Widow Anchor, targeting their own Shizuku. Multi-roll will reset that. And Judgment will let them add Knowledge, Secrets to hand. Passes. They got 3 hand traps. Opponent summons Mad Mauler and passes. I see what's going on here. Checking their deck. I'm going to say they're just running the zombie structure deck. They do have the foresight to surrender, though. Wait, time limit? What's wrong with America? I know there's a million correct answers to that question, so I'll refine my question. What's wrong with these American server duelists? I'm going to assume I'm seeing the duelists on the American servers because that's what I'm on. Hang on one hot minute. Shiranui, Vampire Dragon, Yasha the Skeleton Mayakashi, Shiranui Style Synthesis, and Ghost Meets Girl. What's going on in your extra deck? You are running Mayakashis. Number 5, Doom Chimera Dragon. Shiranui, Red Eye Zombie. Yeah, sure, it's a strange Mayakashi. Opponent summons Tour Guide from the Underworld, who will bring out a Burning Abyss. Wrath. Link the 2 together for Cherubini. Graph's effect will activate to summon Seer. Cherubini will send away a Torn Cloak. Was that Torn? 1 second, there's something in my mouth. Bardiche will target Cherubini, summon it back, and send away Torn Scales. Setting Shade Brigandine. Ancient Cloak will banish itself from the graveyard. Add Phantom Knight's Silent Boots. Torn Scales will summon itself back for Phantom Knights being banished. Silent Boots will summon itself because they're Phantom Knights. Torn Scales will discard another Ancient Cloak. Send 1 away. Links those 2 together for Artifact Dagda. I see where this is going. Activate Shade Brigandine. Dagda will chain. Dagda set Scythe. Brigandine summons itself. Cherubini and Dagda will link together. Reverte Anaconda. Silent Boots will banish itself from the graveyard, adding a Fog Blade to hand. Set Fog Blade, use Verte to activate Fusion Destiny, using Dasher with Denier, making DPE. Passing to the opponent. Opponent draws. Activates Shirinu Style Synthesis. DPE will chain. Ghost Meets Girl will chain to DPE. Max C will chain to Ghost Meets Girl. Is that like Boy Meets World? Max C resolves. Ghost Meets Girl resolves, summoning Shirinu Spectral Sword. DPE destroys itself and Scythe. Synthesis will activate successfully. Scythe effect and DPE will chain. Scythe resummons itself and locks the opponent out of the extra deck. Player tributes their Shiranui for Vampire Dragon. Vampire Dragon is hit by Fog Blade and cannot attack. Passes turn. Okay, let me specify. During the draw phase, Dasher will activate to summon the Torn Scales, and then DPE will summon itself during the standby phase. DPE was its effect, destroying itself and the opponent's Vampire Dragon. Vampire Dragon's effect will chain. Max C chains to the Vampire Dragon. You could have just swung over Vampire Dragon. Or popped something that wasn't as powerful as DPE. DPE's effect activates to summon itself back. Shade Brigandine will send away Torn Scales to set Phantom Knight's rank up. Ancient Cloak will banish itself from the graveyard, adding Silent Boots to hand. Torn Scales in the grave will summon itself for a Phantom Knight being banished. Both Torn Scales are going to overlay for Break Sword. Bardiche will pop the opponent's field spell because a Link monster was summoned to his own points due. Or is it a Dark monster was summoned? Doesn't matter. Silent Boots is special summoned because they control a Phantom Knights and will overlay with the Brigandine. Sorry. Is it Brigandine? Yeah, Shade Brigandine for Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. Bardiche swings, Rebellion swings, Scythe swings, and Break Sword swings. Phantom Knight Scythe Lockout completely destroys Mayakashi. Hey, prank kids, these names are fun to say in order. Opponent uses Tenyi Shitana, summons itself, summons Moye, reveals Taya. I'm betting on Sword Soul this game. However, there's an Nibiru in play, so who knows. Moye and Token make Chishao. That's 4 summons. Chishao's effect and Moye will activate. Moye draws. Chishao adds. They did that in the wrong order. Long One will reveal itself. Pitching, what was that, Adhara? And summoning a token. Now Nibiru is dropped. Wiping out everything, summoning a token. Sword Soul player passes. Love to see it. Prank Kids player has Dropsies. Activates Prank Kids place. Opponent will hit them with the Ash Blossom. Place does not get to add. They summon Dropsies. Max C will activate. Resolves. Dropsies will link off into Prank Kids Meow Meow Moo. Place and Dropsies will chain. They gain 1,000 and summon Lampsies. Lampsies and Meow Meow are going to link together for Dodo Doodle Doo. Dodo's effect and Lampsies. Lampsies deals 500. They summon Fansies. Dodo will add Prank Kids Pranks, which they activate. Using the pranks, they pitch their second place to summon a token, then activate Prank Kid's Pandemonium, using Fansies and the token to fuse into Weather Washer. Prank Kid's place will activate, as will Fansies. Sends away Prank Kid's plan, summons Lampsies. Dodo Doodle, Weather Washer, and Lampsies are all going to link together. The Prank Kid's Rip Roarin' Roaster. Turns Nibiru to attack mode. Uses Prank Kid's Pranks. Sends back 3 to draw 1. And passes. They gave the Sword Soul player so many cards. Play uses Sword Soul Emergence, chaining Forbidden Droplet, getting rid of a monster and a spell, having the Roaster and the Nibiru, and negating their effects. They add Long Wan with Emergence, summon Ecclesia. Long Wan will pitch Taya, summon himself in a token. Those two are going to sync together for Baron de Fleur. Long Wan will deal 1200. Ecclesia will tribute herself, summon Moye. Moye reveals Adhara. Summons token. Baron will use its effect, targeting Called By. Called By will summon Fansies as chain. Fansies hits the floor, and is destroyed when Called By is destroyed. Moye and token will sync together, making Risen Dragite. Moye lets them draw, summon Taya. Taya banishes Long Wan, summons token. Those two are going to sync together for Draco Berserker. Taya will send away a card. Nibiru token's turn to attack mode. Vishuda will banish itself to bounce Prank Kid's place. Player uses Pod of Desires, banish in 10, draw 2. Activate Sacred Summit, summoning back Chashao. Raptite will reveal off the top 5. No hits. Swing the Draco Berserker at Roarin' Roaster. Prank Kid's plan will banish itself and be negated by Dragite. Berserker swings over Roarin' Roaster. Roarin' Roaster, for being sent, will target Dropsies and attempt to resummon it. Sorry, add to hand, not summon. Berserker will swing again over the Nibiru, and then Baron will swing for game. Prank Kid's player lost because they took the Maxi challenge with no actual way to out their own Nibiru token that they gave. Embarrassing, shameful, etc. But that is going to be the end of this week's Watch and Learn. If you caught the stream, thanks for watching. If you catch the replay, thanks for that too. Goodbye.